Well, this is it. It is Wednesday at about 7:30. We have just a little over 24 hours left before we leave India. It seems like just yesterday we were all reading over that email from Jo saying that, yep, the course got approved, and I know me, just like everybody else, thought, this is something, hey, I might want to do. And I know that every one of us here right now couldn't be more happy we said yes and actually flew all the way around the world and made that email a reality. This is just kind of our way to say thank you to both Jo and Pallium. We've been taking videos of all of our expectations, all of our great memories, and those lifelong valuable things that we're going to bring back with us to the States once we leave here in a little over 24 hours. Thank you again very much, and definitely enjoyed this video, and thanks again for everything, and we'll see you when we see you.
So I just found out, I got the email from Jo that we are going to India, and I couldn't be more excited. I've heard so many good things from students who have gone on this trip previously. I've heard that it's a very life-changing and humbling experience to work with Pallium, so I'm looking very forward to that. As far as my other expectations, I don't have too many. I'm looking forward to the weather. It should be very nice, and getting out of the snow will be great too. So I'm extremely excited, and I can't wait to go.
When I first learned about the study abroad opportunity, I knew that it would be a great chance for me to learn more about palliative medicine. I'm interested in working with geriatric patients after I graduate, so any chance to learn more about palliative care or any care to help them is amazing. I knew that we were going to be working with Pallium and Jo teaching us as well, but I had no idea that they were going to be so passionate and inspiring when they taught us all the different aspects of care, especially when it came to how to communicate with patients and how to tell somebody that there's bad news. I thought that was really touching. But overall, learning from Pallium was more than I could have ever asked for.
When coming to India, I didn't expect that we would have such great hospitality. We were all welcomed with open arms by everyone that we met, from the doctors to the nurses to the patients to just the random vendors that we encountered on a daily basis. We've had an amazing experience here.
One of my favorite memories about this trip has been all the adorable children that we've seen. They've been some of the cutest kids I've ever seen, and I've learned that smiles and laughter are truly universal.
One of my most favorite memories of India will be the beautiful landscapes that I had the opportunity to see while we were doing home visits with the Pallium team. One memory in particular that I'll remember is when the patient's family member insisted that she take us down to the beach following a visit to their home, and I got a chance to see the beautiful beach in Kerala.
Something I will never forget from the trip is the traffic and the crazy rickshaw rides. I will never forget the head nod. Go. Now. Go.
Parts of coming to India is all these children. They're wonderful. Say hello.
My name's Nora.
Hello.
Patient from the home visits He was a 5-year-old boy that had Down syndrome and, in addition, had a disorder that caused him to have seizures. He was cared for by his grandparents, and it was clear that they loved him very much and they did a great job caring for him. And that was just really cool to see. And in addition, it was interesting to see Pallium treating pediatric patients rather than elderly patients.
One of the common things that I think all of us students have seen since we've been here in India is the hospitality and the amount of comfort that people in India have given to us. And one of the things that I am most thankful for since I've been here is the help that Dr. Raj gave me in figuring out, dealing with my own medical issues here and giving me a sense of comfort. And he really practices what he preaches in class, and I got to experience that firsthand. And I'm so thankful for him, for all the help he's given me, and so thankful for Babu for helping me, taking me to the doctors and just showing me what people here in India are so lucky to have from Pallium. And no amount of thank yous could ever show how grateful I am, and I'm sure how grateful all the other patients are that come in contact with these people who work with Pallium. They're absolutely amazing. So thank you for doing what you guys do.
Everything that I am thankful for on this trip to India stems off of one thing: Pallium. First, their patience and their acts of kindness that they show to us and to all of their patients on a consistent basis is amazing. The leaders that have given us a great learning experience. They have done so much for us, from the doctors to the nurses, social workers, Anisha, Babu, all of the drivers who transport us to anywhere we would like to go, and for providing such a wonderful experience for us. I am thankful for their interest in our learning as well. They didn't have to take time out of their busy schedules to accommodate to all of our needs, and they have done a wonderful job. And I am thankful for this unforgettable experience that wouldn't have been possible without Pallium India. And lastly, the motivation for us to take home and do the same, to carry on the same work in a whole other part of the world. So thank you, Pallium India.
I am thankful for Babu, our social work friend. His work for Pallium and our Iowa group has been outstanding. He saved my life a couple of times to prove it. As a social worker in India, some duties include being a zoo tour guide, a technician, a taxi driver, a fish trainer, and not to mention a cultural teacher. He taught me how to wear a dhoti. So cheers to you, Babu, for all that you've done. I love you.
One thing that I've learned since being with Pallium India is the importance of the home visits. It's great to know that the doctors and nurses are willing to go out and meet with their patients rather than making them come into the clinic. Not only do these doctors and nurses fulfill the physical needs of the patients, but also the emotional and social needs by taking the time necessary to make the patients feel as comfortable as possible.
Hey, so during my time at India, I actually learned a lot personally. Everything that was taught to us was actually really new. So I mean, I was excited coming in, having to learn this new skills and everything, just about palliative care and about Pallium. So I think they're great. Thank you, Pallium, for having us here. But one thing that was actually resonated for me that I think I would use the most in my field of work, of social work, would be communicating with patients. It's definitely a skill that should be learned, and having a practice that we had during class would definitely be useful in my future if I ever plan on working with patients in the medical field or like hospice care. So I'd like to thank you all for that. But one thing too is I would like to thank Professor Jo, Elland, and all the students from the program for defining all the medical terms that were given during the field, because if it wasn't for you guys, many of us who aren't in the medical field would pretty much be lost. So thank you all.
Pallium has provided amazing care for so many patients over so many years with very limited resources. So I think something that we can all take away from this experience is that it's not necessarily what you have or what you do, but the thing that makes the difference is how you do it.
Lastly, I will take back with me all the experiences and lessons I learned about how to treat people while I was here. Not just how Pallium treated their patients, but also how Pallium treated us. I can't express my gratitude enough for people like Anisha, who took so much time out of their schedules to help us learn while we were over here in Trivandrum. Special thanks to Sanji, who took time out of his schedule to help me learn about things that were specific to my career and what I want to learn about. Those are lessons that are going to help me throughout my career and outside of my career and in my life in general.
I'll take back with me my new friends from Iowa.
So one of the best parts about being on this trip is getting to spend so much time with a professor like Jo. She is so passionate about what we're doing here, and it's just infectious. You can't not be excited about it when she is teaching it to you. And, you know, she kept saying that it was in her job description to take care of us if we got sick, but I don't think it was in her job description to do it, and she did. And getting sick so early on in the trip, having her with me, it just felt like I was with family and like I had family taking care of me. And I don't think I could ask for more. So I want to say thank you to Jo for making this trip such a wonderful experience for us.
Hey Jo, I was thinking back to the first day of class I had with you last fall, and I can remember you telling us all of your stories from the trips to India. I could tell even then that you have a really special place in your heart for Pallium India. After coming on this trip with you, I've come to see firsthand just how contagious your enthusiasm is, not only to me, but to the people at Pallium and the people we meet every day. I'm sure over these 3 weeks you've done countless things for us that we're not even aware of, but you've kept the trip in motion, and you've been our fearless leader and friend. So, on behalf of us all, Granny Jo, I'd like to thank you for all that you do. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Jo and Pallium.
All right.